Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Dallas. I also go by Dremu, and today we're going to be doing another deck profile. This is going to be another generator profile. I know I've done a couple of these already, but this is an entirely new build, I believe, from what I've done before. First, we do run the fiendsmith engine, so I'm not going to go over that. By this point, you probably already know what it does, just an additional Omni negate. But this new release card, Glow Up Bulb, makes it so that you can actually go into Barone and Chen Ying on your first turn if you have enough. You can't easily get 4 level 9s out on the field by going into Vala. Vala can get a um, another of your generators, and then if you have World Legacy Monstrosity and this card, you can then just go into these two along with your Leviathan. And then you do want stuff in the graveyard anyway, so if you end up milling a Vala, or if you mill this QQ guy, then you can just have a follow for next turn as long as they don't, banish it. Then, Maxi and Ash Blossom, as well as the called buys, just so that you can actually get your plays going. This deck doesn't lose super hard to Maxi. If you have the field spell, that's technically like okay. It's not great, but at least then you would get an interaction on your opponent's turn as long as they don't have an Ash Blossom of their own. If they start with Maxi and Ash Blossom, then you're just kind of screwed. But like, it is what it is. Can't really do much about that. Then running through Lop tier so that you can get to your other parts of the engine. You're mostly searching Mardell, or if you have Mardell in hand, don't have Vala, you can just tribute it off, get Vala. Vala can get Mardell. Or if you have the field spell, you can tribute off Lop tier, go into Mardell. Mardell can get Vala. Vala, if you have another generator monster, you can discard it to special summon this card, and then go into another rank 9. Or if you need the card that you summon, or if you don't need the card you summon, you can summon Lop tier again, and from there you will have your interaction on your opponent's turn with Lop tier along with one of your other cards, which is actually kind of cool. Next, again, not going to go over the fiendsmith engine. So Mardell is able to get any generator or plant monster from your deck. I am only running generator monsters. I'm not running any plants. If you did want to get a plant, or you wanted to try the plant version, Lone Fire Blossom's a good grab for this. Usually you would go into Lone Fire Blossom with this, so you normal summon Lone Fire, get Mardell, and then go into the other stuff, but I think this one actually kind of works better. Then I'm running Nidhogg, which is just a special summon negate. You can tribute it to negate the summon and destroy it. This does not work for... It's basically Solemn Judgment, so it doesn't work for activated effects to special summon something. If they fusion summon, you can't negate it, but if they synchro, Xyz, Link, or just special summon something from the hand without starting a chain, then you can negate the summon from there. One thing to note is that if you negate the summon of, so let's say a Horus, that can keep on coming back because you negate the summon of it. They can only be summoned one time. They can just bring it back. So it's kind of bait if they, if you use Nidhogg to negate the summon of one of those cards specifically, they can just bring it right back. So I wouldn't recommend doing that. Hela can just get a generator card or monster from the graveyard. Usually it's either going to be Lop tier or Har, which is just an Omni Gate. Plus, you can make your opponent discard a monster, which is kind of cool. If you don't need to do that, you can also get Utgarda if it's in the graveyard, which you can tribute 2 generator and or rock monsters, target 1 card in the field and banish it. Those are usually the only ones you want to grab. Nidhogg is okay, but again, it's a once per turn effect, so you don't actually want to be doing it. You can only control one of each of these monsters at a time, so you can't get to Vala, you can't get to Lop tier, which doesn't actually matter all that much. Sometimes it does if you want to special summon something, you have to get rid of it. You have to get rid of the version or the instance that's on the field already, but that doesn't usually come up. So we're running one of each of these just because you don't want to draw them. We are running 2 hard just because if it does get banished while in the graveyard, you want to have another one. It's just an Omni Negate. It's the best one to have for most instances. And then we're running 3 Vala. It's just a free special summon if you have another generator monster in hand. 3 of these new dinosaur guys. It's just a special summon that locks you into rank 9 or higher Xyz monsters, but it doesn't really come into play too much if you if you have the fiendsmith engine, you're going to want to do this first, so you don't get locked into using rank 9s. One cool thing about the fiendsmith engine with this deck is that the Desiree is actually a level 9, so you can go into Desiree if you have a monstrosity. Use a second effect, you can target one level 9, special summon 2 level 9s from your deck with a different level, or sorry, with a different attribute and type. So you can't go into Mardell, but you can go into um, any of Nidhogg, Har, Utgarda. You can't go into Volley just because it is a fairy, but you can go into the dinosaur, which is good because it also gives your rank 9s a 900 attack boost, which is not insignificant sometimes. This you definitely don't want to be doing this, but if you do have the ability to do it, then and nothing else, then it's actually kind of a cool combo. Next, using 2 QG carry curses, you can bump this up to 3, but since there's so many ways to kind of break on it, because you're not always going to start off with level 9, then running 2 is fine, just so you don't actually get into a brick with it. Okay, so only running 1 tracked. I don't need to start with it in my opening hand. If it does, then it's pretty much just going into the other stuff. So it is what it is. I'm running 2 7th Tachyon, which is the only reason why I'm running number 102 star Saraf Sentry as well. You activate this, you can get locked into hand. This does lock you into Xyz, but it doesn't really matter as long as you're not going into the Fiendsmith stuff first, or on the turn that you use this, because you can't special summon anything but Xyz for the rest of the turn. So, um, you want to go into the Fabled Lurry or your Fiendsmith stuff first if you can't, and if you have to decide. 7 Tachyon is definitely a way to go, just because this gives you 1 on-field negate, basically. And if you do this, this gets you into Mardell, which gives you into the all of the other stuff, which is just better in general. Then running 3 boss stage, just because this deck does just lose if you don't have it most of the time. You can do stuff, but you obviously want to be able to special summon your cards in your opponent's turn anyways. I was running 3 Planet Pathfinder in here, but I did have to cut those just because it doesn't really work all that well with the deck. You have to use a normal summon, and you have a couple of important normal summons if you don't get Vala. 2 called buys, 3 monstrosities, so that if you do have a level 9, you can easily go into your rank 9 and then just do a whole bunch of other stuff. One cool thing is you can go to the dinosaur. Dinosaur can get Mardell and something else, and if you have another generator monster, you can get another one that's like 5 monsters. I think I've lost. Yeah, I believe that's like 5 monsters or so. Anyway, you can then just go into Phantom Fortress. You can banish a card from your opponent's hand, and then wind up with this along with Leviathan. So they have it's just something they have to respond to. Um, and then just 2 imperms. You can bump this up to 3 and probably take out something from here. Maybe Kujikiri Curse, but 2 is pretty much my go-to for these kinds of decks. I guess any deck that doesn't struggle getting to 40 cards. For the extra deck, I'm running just the level 6 and level 9. I had the towers one, though I wasn't really using it, so I just decided to take it out. I'm running Baron de Fleur, the Sombern, and then for the Chaos Angel, if you have both Lacrima and Fiendsmith Engraver, you can just go into it for free, which is kind of cool. And it has helped since I ran into a deck that was fully comboed off and they had an Appaloosa with like 3 negates, and I special summoned that, and they couldn't do anything to it, so they just scooped. So it is what it is. Then the Star Seraph is only here for the 7th Tachyon. You're not going to be making it. Wave Hiking Caesar can get you, 2 special summon negates, so it's not too bad. This can banish a card from your opponent's hand when they control it from the graveyard or the top of the deck, but that one does just never comes up. Jormungandr, you need this for with Leviathan, so you can actually tribute Leviathans and then just suck up any monsters from your opponent's uh, graveyard, spell trap, or monster zone. It's actually pretty cool. It's untargeting. It doesn't only the only thing that can ignore this effect is the towers, which isn't too prevalent, too prevalent to happen or too likely to happen. Jormungandr also has an additional effect where you can attach a material. Each player draws 1 card, and then each player attaches 1 card from their hand or field to this card, which is actually kind of a pretty cool combo piece with all of the other or a couple of generator cards. Har can make your opponent discard a monster, so if you activate this card, make them attach 1 card they control to this card, and then Har can make them discard an additional card or send an additional card, and that's not discarding for effect. If you're going up against what is it, Tearlaments, this won't activate their effects because it's acting as the opponent chooses, not like it's not they wouldn't trigger the effect because it's not going by a card effect, which is actually kind of cool. Then you have Sacred Tree Beast, which is just normally just a monster negate. I don't usually make this, but it does help when I do. Zeus, just because you can get Jormungandr with like 3, 4, 5 materials, so you can have a lot of a lot of board wipes with it, and then just the other fiendsmith stuff. Anyway, that's the deck. Um, let me know what you guys think. I know this probably isn't the most optimal way to run the deck. I have another one that's using the Allure Queen engine. I think I've already done a profile on that. That one may be a little bit better, may have a little higher ceiling, but it's less consistent, just because it does require more tech cards and combo pieces that you can draw. If you draw them, they're just bricks. So I do like this version of the deck better.